Hello everyone, my name is Brandon Edley, Director of Product Marketing here at Limo Anywhere. In this video, we're going to cover Limo Anywhere's suite of mobile applications. So before we get started, I'm going to go over the agenda. So first we'll do some housekeeping, which is what we're doing now. After the housekeeping, I'm going to do a quick rundown of the Limo Anywhere mobile apps, like just what they are if you've never heard of them, and then after that we'll go through each separate application, have a video demo in each one, and afterwards we'll do just wrap up and closing remarks. So with Limo Anywhere mobile, operators really struggled. What we observed is that they struggle to check their reservations and do things on the fly. A lot of the times we would interact with customers in person, and they would log into their software through their mobile web browser and pinch and zoom their way to checking on reservations and checking statuses. So we made Limo Anywhere mobile to make sure that users can do things on the go and access critical information. Now with DriverAnywhere, operators lacked visibility into trip statuses and driver locations. They also, drivers needed a way to, update a trip or even to see what trips they had without using paperwork and trip sheets and things like that. So we made DriverAnywhere so drivers could have an app that once you get a trip, they could, work through the trip and perform the updates as they need it. And we'll of course go into more detail in the DriverAnywhere section. For the PWA, we observed that there was a major issue just in the industry of getting native mobile applications onto the app stores. And so we came out with PWA, and with the PWA, which is a progressive web application, but for us it's the passenger web app, it gives operators a way to give their customers an app-like experience without the need to upload to the App Store, make developer accounts and all that. For your users, it's going to give them a way to track their rides, book reservations on the go from their mobile devices. So let's talk about LA Mobile. So with LA Mobile, one of the main features is booking reservations, and from booking reservations you can do things like create guest bookings, which like when you're going to book, it'll actually ask you, is this for a guest or a new account? But you can attach your pre-existing accounts that you've already stored in your LA web system onto the reservation. So it is truly a full sort of reservation booking tool that you can use. And just like in LA web, you can apply pricing and rates and set ride options as shown in the screenshots here, passengers, luggage, child seat count, things like that. You can also create accounts. So LA Mobile currently does not have a separate account section, but from reservations, if you need to create accounts, you're able to. So if there's a new customer and you're on the go, it'll ask you, as shown here, and you can see I'm selecting that the account type is billing contact and passenger, and I'm telling it to create a new account for this passenger. You can also add payment info. So this is a screenshot for the payment section of the reservation screen in LA Mobile. So from here, you can select a card that may exist on an account if you're adding a reservation with an account on it. But if it's a guest, then it's the same as LA Web, where you go and you can add a new card. It'll save to the reservation, and then you could charge, whenever you decide to charge. And as far as dispatching goes, which is a really powerful part of this software, if you need to go in and do any quick assignments, driver assignments, car, any kind of trip statuses, things like that, then you're able to do that from LA Mobile as well. You do see that it's separated between their upcoming trips and progress and done, and you're able to batch edit as well. So that's like when you update multiple reservations at once. So there's a batch editing feature here where you can go in and select multiple trips and assign one driver or the same car to all the trips at once. So here's a video of LA Mobile and let's take a look at it in action, and I'll sort of walk you through as it's going. So that was a login screen. It's showing the in progress trips. There's none. Now you have your trip cards with your upcoming trips. And so if you press on a trip card, it'll open up the trip itself. And from this screen, this is like the dispatch. If you press the car or driver or status, it'll give you the opportunity to change. So in this case, I actually started a new reservation here and went who the trip is for, and I can select, these are the accounts that are, you know, from my system. So I can select one of these or choose guest or new account. In this case, I chose a pre-existing account and it filled out all of the information for me. And now I entered in the location data. So this is very similar to what you're used to, but you just enter in the, this was an airport to pick up, choose my flight arrival date and enter in that flight number. And it'll actually fill in the reservation details for the pickup date and time here. So you see that there's curbside, inside options, and now it's saved to the reservation. And you could see, if you saw on that last screen, it filled up the pickup date as well. So this is the drop-off location part. So there is you know, like a Google integration where it pulls the actual address, and so that's what it's doing there. So now we have our pickup and drop off date and time. We're going to select the service type, and then there's the vehicle type section. So very similar to what you're used to, just laid out a little differently. And here at the bottom, we can choose to apply a rate, which means that if it matches the criteria, just like it does in LA Web, you can it'll generate that rate for you. And from here, if you want to enter payment info, you can. This is the section where you would choose an existing card or payment method, right? Let's see which payment method we go with here. There we go. So we did cash this time, and I believe from here you can save the reservation. There we go. You have your confirmation number, reservation saved, and this reservation exists, you know, whether you pull it up on mobile or in the web version. So like I said earlier, that's the full dispatch page, and this is where you can do your assignment. So the video is showing how if you press on anywhere where it says driver or car or vehicle, you can make those assignments. It'll do a little countdown to make sure you didn't do it by accident, and afterwards it saves that information. So I'm actually dispatching this now, setting the status to assigned or offered, which will send it over to the DriverAnywhere app. Also, the colors, you see the colors on the side of the card, those colors are your dispatch, your status colors. And so that's a quick way where you could see you know, what the status is of a reservation. Now here, I think we're going to change this this location to a different location. So we're going to go to an address. So you can perform your edits there, and you know, if you need to do any you know, reservation edits, you know, whatever fields that you need to change, you can do that from the mobile application. Now let's see, I believe we're gonna go and try to edit the payment method from cash and move that to card. And because this is an account with an existing card, we're able to select the existing card and save the reservation. Now this will update everywhere. So this is mostly what you're able to do here, and I think the last thing we're going to do is the batch edit. So this is showing how if you hit the edit button, you're able to multi-select these trips here, and you could select however many you need to update at once. Then you see the status, vehicle type, driver buttons at the bottom. Once you select that, it will make an update to all of the trips that you had selected in the batch edit. So that's the booking, scheduling, account management, and dispatching portions of it. Now we want to show you the filters. So this is if you want to drill down to, hey, only show me the trips for today on my dispatch or yesterday, you're able to do that. And then also, showing your deleted reservations in the done section is an option. Some users may not want to see that, so we made some options available to have that. So just know that currently LA Mobile is not meant to replace every feature inside of the web version of LA Web, and it's really been built around booking, scheduling, creating some accounts if you need to from reservations, adding credit cards, and taking care of your dispatching needs. So now we're going to talk about DriverAnywhere. DriverAnywhere allows chauffeurs to manage their trip assignments. So what you can see here is the, we have 3 tabs: pending, upcoming, and in progress. This is sort of filters for the state that the trips are in for the drivers. So if you require your drivers to accept or reject trips, then they'll come in on the pending tab, and the driver can sort of observe what the trip is, get the pickup or drop off, and decide to accept or reject. You also get notifications. So if the driver is just using their phone, or they're in the car, whenever a trip comes over, they will get a notification that they've been assigned a new trip and have the opportunity to view the job and view the job details. Drivers can also perform trip updates. So if they need to change their garage in, garage out times, or any of those sort of trip times, or log any additional fees like parking and tolls, and they can do that here in the app as well. And that stuff will sort of transfer over once the trip is closed out. They can also process payments if you require them to. That is a setting. And capture signatures as well. So if you need to capture signature for either a payment or agreeing to terms and conditions, this section allows that. DriverAnywhere also supports and helps facilitate really the tracking and mapping portions of Limo Anywhere. So any drivers that are on duty will have their GPS location transmitted from their mobile devices over into Limo Anywhere. And if you go to the GPS tab from dispatch, you'll be able to observe their speed, and if they're on duty, last location that they reported. So they're also able to choose in the driver app, they're able to choose their mapping provider. So if the driver prefers to use Google over Apple or even Waze, that they can make that selection in the menu, and when a driver clicks on a location like it's mentioned here, or like it's shown here, then it will open up in the correct mapping provider. There is a messaging feature. So if a dispatcher initiates a message from the dispatch screen in Limo Anywhere, the driver will get a notification, and they can open their messages section and respond to the messages that the dispatcher sends. So here's the DriverAnywhere demo. You're looking at the login screen now, and once you get logged in, you can go on duty and decide or choose the vehicle that you are on duty in. Then all your trips will show on upcoming, pending, or in progress, but you also get notifications when you get a new trip. So this is a notification of a new job that this driver has just received, and they have an opportunity to view later, which that's what they did, but it is on the upcoming tab now because this trip is assigned to this driver. If you click on the job card, the job detail screen will show, which gives you sort of a quick view of what you need to do for the trip. This one had a greeting sign requirement, so just showing you what the greeting sign looks like. Then of course the driver can see the routing, choose to navigate to it, collect payment either pre or post trip, and kind of view the details. So you see it says collect here, so the driver in this case would have to collect payment. But now they've started the trip, and you'll see that there's a countdown to give you an opportunity to sort of cancel if needed. Maybe you hit the wrong button, and the current status is on the way. But all the user needs to do is click that section where it set the status, and it'll give them opportunity to update to the next status as we just have shown. And here I'm showing you how the driver would go through the status changes until they reach the end, which would be done or passenger dropped off. This is an example of what it looks like when you receive a message. And so this driver has received a message and now they're just responding. This will transmit back to the Limo Anywhere dispatch screen. Now they are passengers being dropped off. And once the passengers dropped off, the app will allow the driver to make some changes so they can go in and correct any of these times if they are incorrect for any reason, attach any images, record extra stops, and add tolls, parking, any miscellaneous fees that or additional charges the driver had to record. Once this is closed, because it's set to collect payment, it's going to start that collect payment process. And I selected cash here, but in the application you could do credit card payments, cash payments, and it'll actually pull in credit cards from accounts. And the driver doesn't really have to enter the card if it already exists. So it fully supports that sort of payment processing part of Limo Anywhere. In this section, the user can go in and look at their trip history, and if you notice, a lot of the information as far as like the drop-off address and the pickup address, if it's like a home address, those will be redacted, as well as the full customer's name. Those are fully redacted as well. So those are the main features of DriverAnywhere, centered around trip management, mapping and navigation, and performing trip updates and payments. So now let's cover the PWA, or the passenger web app. The PWA is going to give your users the ability to book trips and sort of have a self-service reservation system that gives them an app-like experience, but delivered from the web. So just like on ORES, or in other things like LQC and some of our other booking tools, the things that you would expect the booker to be able to do, like view pricing and select vehicles and select all their ride options, they're able to do. But we also have book on behalf, and so if there's like a booking contact that is booking for someone else that they manage the account for, then it fully supports that sort of book for guest or book for some other account that you manage as well. And the payment processing, it supports as well. So for those LA Pay transactions, those can be fully entered in the PWA, and you can process them in LA Web. PWA also supports account management features. So that's sign up, sign in, viewing your ride history. Like I mentioned earlier, that's booking for guests, book on behalf, booking for other members that are on the same company or the same business account. And a really cool feature is the ride tracking. So PWA users are able to receive links via email or SMS that gives them an easy way to track the driver's ETA and distance. Also give them the driver info, pictures, what vehicle they're in, any kind of contact info, just in case they need to contact the driver for any reason. As you can see here, there's the 13 minutes left. They're 9 miles away, so it updates in real time. Now for the operators, it gives you all the ability to customize your branding of the application, and so there's some ways that you can change your upload your custom icon, or we kind of create one for you. Uploading your company logo, choose some color schemes, any background images, things like that. There's a tool in here where you could change it, and once you make these changes, it's actually updated in real time. So there's no deploying of any app or anything like that. So this is the demo of the PWA. The PWA can be installed or pull up in a web page. This is the installed version, so if you're looking at it, it probably doesn't look like a web-based technology. So this is an account that's logged in, and I'm showing you the profile, how you can go and edit the profile. There was also a ride in progress for this user that I set up, so I wanted to be able to show you all how the ride tracking works. But now if we just want to book a reservation, that's what we're doing here. So I'll put in the pickup, which is an airport, the drop off, which is a street address, and just like some of the other things I showed you in LA Mobile earlier, the same sort of support is here. So it's supports flight tracking. We'll put in the flight number, and it's found the flight, and it's going to ask me, do I want inside or outside, when should the driver arrive, and it's given the user a price. The ride options are here, so I can choose any luggage or accessibility options and make the vehicle selection here. Because I have an account, the credit card is on file, and it's saying payments here, who's the trip for. Where it says trip for is where you would actually choose if you wanted it to be for a guest or another account that is managed. And this is sort of like the confirmation page of this final step of booking. If I wanted to choose a new card, then I could choose add new card, and of course enter in those card details. Well, I won't do that. We'll just go ahead and book the reservation, and this is the done screen. So it's very few steps, very easy for your customers to get through the booking process. So if they wanted to track the in progress ride, they click that, and from there they would get a map of where the driver's current location is, their ETA, and actual distance, like I was mentioning earlier. And if they click the phone icon, it will give them the ability to call the driver, and from the menu you can go to your upcoming trips, which shows the one we just booked and the one that's currently in progress. And when you click on the trip, now this is your trip details screen. You can even make edits from there as well. These are the upcoming trips. This would be useful for, these are the past trips. So if you need to go back and view any of your trip history, you'd be able to. So in this section, I'm showing stops, and PWA supports having multiple stops. And if the user wanted to go in and add credit cards to their account and to their profile, they're able to do so, as well as select what their main card is that they want to use. So those are really the main features of PWA. You're able to install the web application, track rides, manage your accounts, book on behalf, and enter your payment information. Now, Limo Anywhere Mobile and DriverAnywhere are available to use regardless of what package you're on. You can easily download them from the App Store or the Play Store just by searching for DriverAnywhere or for Limo Anywhere Mobile. The PWA is included in some of our packages, but you can also purchase it a la carte as well. So depending on what package, LA Core, Plus, or Black, you may not have PWA included. But if you would like to use PWA, you can reach out to sales@limoanywhere.com. And if you have questions about DriverAnywhere, Limo Anywhere Mobile, or PWA, you can contact me directly, Brandon@limoanywhere.com. And if it's a support question specifically, then there's support at limoanywhere.com as well. The last thing I want to mention is our product board and our knowledge base. Everything I showed here has knowledge base articles at kv.limoanywhere.com. If you go there, there's sections for DriverAnywhere and PWA that kind of show you how to set them up and kind of walk you through on how to do these things. And if you have any suggestions on our applications or any features you'd like to see, you can submit those at productboard.limoanywhere.com. Thank you.